Have you wondered why the white minority in South Africa are currently moving to the US for a refugee status? And have you thought of why they will abandon their huge sectors of land to run to become refugees in America? And have you thought of why Julius Malema can stand in parliament and challenge everybody that South Africans will claim lands whether they like it or not, and the government can do nothing about it?
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land.
In this video, I'll tell you how the white minority South Africans came to own over 70% of South Africa's agricultural lands, and why they are now fleeing from South Africa to resettle in America as refugees, and the role Elon Musk, the world's billionaire, has played in all of this. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And now let's get into the video.
Guys, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
So in recent times, South Africa's land system has come into the news, especially with Donald Trump offering white minority in South Africa refugee status and confronting the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, in the Oval Office. He even went to the extent of cutting aid to South Africa.
Why South Africa?
It's only South Africa. Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible things, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We'll make a determination, and until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing, they're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that.
And on the Fed.
Now, why did all this happen? All of this happened because Elon Musk, who is one of the world's billionaires, fed Donald Trump with false information that the black South Africans are killing and slaughtering the white South Africans. They are taking over their farming lands and killing them every day. This was why Donald Trump confronted Cyril Ramaphosa at the Oval Office.
These are articles over the last few days. Death of people.
And Trump is blindly offering them refugee status, thinking that they are being chased in South Africa.
But this comes as you've halted virtually all refugee admissions for people fleeing famine and war from countries like Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Why are you creating an expedited path into the country for Afrikaners but not others?
Because they're being killed, and we don't want to see people be killed. It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about.
This has been denied severally by the South African government.
They do not qualify for that status according to us, and there is no persecution of white African and South Africans in South Africa.
South Africa is often called a rainbow nation, but when it comes to land ownership, the picture is far from colorful. Despite being just 7% of the population white South Africans, they control over 70% of the country's agricultural land. And how did 7% came to own 70%? To understand how we got here, let's go way back to the colonial times. When the Dutch and the British colonizers arrived in the 1600s and the 1800s, they didn't just come to trade. They came to occupy, dispossess, and conquer. And the first thing they wanted was land. But black South Africans such as the Khois, the San, the Zulu, the Xhosa, the Sotha, their lands were taken by force. Overnight, millions of South Africans became squatters or laborers on the land their ancestors once farmed freely. Families were separated and traditional farming systems were destroyed. Generations were forced into poverty, dependency and shame. Under apartheid, things got even worse through forced removals, evictions and strict laws. The government made sure land remained in white hands for mining, for agriculture, for profit and everything. They treated the blacks with disdain.
People feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence.
Open conflict erupted in the 1980s, with anti-apartheid activists frequently shot at, beaten or arrested.
The homeland system was a cruel excuse to keep black Africans out of key land zones.
From above, you can see the state of the bustling black township I'm standing in, called Imazama Yetu. It's a barren, informal settlement made up mostly of shacks and government-built homes. Literally next to the township is a white suburb that's overflowing with greenery. And the disparity isn't just black and white. Here's the colored township of Manenberg to the left, and the informal black settlement of Nyanga to the right. Unlike black townships, the ghettos of colored people are made up of small homes rather than shacks and have basic services like running water.
And here is the result. Even today, more than 70% of commercial farmland is still owned by the whites. In a small town called Orania, occupied by only white settlers, blacks are not allowed into this community.
Orania is a whites-only town. Black people cannot live or work here. Every job is reserved for the whites.
Do I believe that places like Orania should exist? No. Do I believe that Orania is racist? Of course. Those are the bad things, but there's also good things happening in Orania.
To live in Orania, you have to meet certain requirements. The first and foremost of the requirement is that you need to be a white Afrikaner. Afrikaners are Dutch settlers who played a key role in establishing and enforcing apartheid. You also have to be a devoted Christian, have no criminal record, and speak Afrikaans only.
I'm in love with Orania.
Yes.
Can I stay in here?
You're not Afrikaner.
This man performed a lot of atrocities in the past.
It's our history.
But I know it's your history. But at the end of the day, a lot of people were harmed in the process. You don't think if you are embracing this, you're definitely embracing apartheid?
Is it okay to celebrate Shaka Zulu leader? Do you know who that is?
I know who Shaka Zulu is.
He killed a lot of people. Is it fine to celebrate him?
Orania is still owned by the white South Africans, who make up less than 7% of South Africa's total population. Meanwhile, the majority who suffered centuries of dispossession still live on marginal underdeveloped lands or have no land at all.
This was when Valeda Mahobe was forcibly removed from her home in Sophiatown. She was 22 at the time. At 88, she remembers what happened.
It reminds me of a very sad day, you know. As I say, we were just moved without having told where we are going to, and then we were dumped at this place.
In 1959, her family were taken against their will to Diepkloof, a township created specifically for black people by the whites-only racist apartheid government. 8 people forced from a spacious 5-room home into a 3-room house.
There was nothing, no shops, no schools, no churches, nothing.
After 1994, the new democratic government promised to fix this injustice through the land reform, including redistribution, restitution, and tenure reforms. But what happens? Progress has been relatively slow. Corruption, red tape, and resistance from wealthy landowners have made it nearly impossible to return land to the people. And now, billionaires like Elon Musk call land reforms as theft, ignoring 400 years of the theft that happened in silence. But there is hope across South Africa. The youth and rural communities are reclaiming land and rebuilding local food systems.
When I'm sit, where were you when I'm dream? So fast, Kichi, the boy, so fast, Kichi, the tati, Kichi, Kichi, Kichima. Kichi, Kichi, Kichima. Sibram Konto, Alaye. Sibram Konto, Alaye. Shoot to kill, Kilawa. Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kiss the poor, the farmer. Kiss the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa.
The dream of land justice is still alive, but requires unity, action, and accountability from government, from civil servants, and from you, the South African. Land is not just property, but land is dignity. Land is freedom. Land is power. And until South Africans correct this historical injustice, true inequality will remain a dream deferred. And this is where Julius Malema draws his power from.
We don't beg whites, We don't care about their feelings. They've made us suffer for a very long time. Yes. It's our turn now. They must be happy. We are not beating them up. They must be happy. We are not calling for genocide. We are exercising our political freedom. And we are hating them the most. How can I go to Twitter now? Bakajijadi feelings makua after expropriation of land without compensation. We are exercising political power. It is more hurtful. It is more painful than a gun. It is more painful than a spear. We hurt you and take from you without a drop of blood. That's the power of democracy.
When we say to the people of South Africa, occupy the land, we don't say do an illegal thing. It is a right thing to do because it is your land. How do you say we are wrong by asking people to go and occupy what is rightfully belonging to them? It is your property. I can't say to you, go and occupy your house, and I'm told I'm doing a wrong thing. The land belongs to you.
And this is the reason why most whites are fleeing South Africa for refugee status in America. Most fear that what they did to South Africans in apartheid may be done to them.
We don't want to get involved in the politics, but if you hear songs like that, what Malema sings, we don't like it, and it's emotion, you know, and that's not fair. That's not fair.
However, South Africans are poised on retrieving their lands through legal means. The land issue is not about hate, it's about healing. It's about justice. Don't forget to subscribe. Now, don't forget to leave your comment. What should be done about the land reform? Share with us your comment in the comment section.